because obviously we use these for the Champions League, so we send it to. We've got like a virtual engine that sits on AWS, I think it is, in the back end. So we've just got a directory to send it to, and then obviously similar to YouTube, it's encrypted, but we have to do it with folder locations, because every video needs to go to a certain specific file and index correctly, because it then relates to username permissions. So where this one is just Hackers has just set up a basic. So that's that now, isn't it? So again, it's just our encoder pushing to whatever you put in. Really easy. Cool. Really easy. And then SRTs, HLS, RTMPs, if you wanted to push it out to, like you said, with the VPN. There's no issue in that.
And then that process for again, sorry to repeat myself, bringing to something like Sports Code remotely. An analyst wouldn't need to do that whole process of going through a VPN, setting up that, and then just
because they would just have an address from the platform. And it's just you put that in.
And that's encrypted.
And that's no different to what UEFA do for tournaments. So we're building for the Euros next year. So they're essentially having a bigger version of that, which is in a rack, a small rack-mounted one. Essentially the same technology, it's just a different type of encoder rather than a full-channel one like that. It's a big rack-mounted unit. And then that's going to push to the platform. Records on the platform, then it spins it up for HLS, and then they pull it down as just an RTMP or whatever format they want, HLS, whatever it needs to be.
Cool. That's good.
But again, we can put that in the proposal. But if that's what your spec is, Aaron will then put that on our side, and then it's up to you guys.
Okay. Cool. I mean, it's all been really useful. I won't take up much more of your time, but this has been a real eye opener.
I'll be honest, this stuff, like I said, without being blasé, because I know, like for you guys, these sort of things are big proposals. Like for us, this is quite basic stuff, you know. But it's interesting. It's interesting. And I do see the value of Limit 8 boxes in different scenarios. But like I say, we've used them. And we know the value of them, but we also know the limitations of them. So we've tried to create something that's slightly different and a little bit more bespoke to what we do. And I think we're easy to work with as well.
I mean, because we're not having many issues getting hold of you if we need you. And I think last year went really well with having the WhatsApp groups and just being in constant communication there.
And the other thing as well, we're happy to support it. So like I said to Mike, if you guys have got a tournament and it's sort of a scale where you think, you know what, we could do with someone on it, then we just send someone. We would just send someone with you. And even if it's, like you said, just for match day -1 match day, and then after that, it's fine. You guys are good to go. So if it makes you feel more comfortable to have someone who's got the applied analyst background as well as understanding how the technology works, but we've got a couple of guys who are more than proficient in this and the analysis side and Sports Code to show a good workflow and deliver that training.
I mean, it's all brilliant stuff. I mean, to make a decision here and now, I'd probably go with you guys, but obviously
no pressure. From us, there's zero pressure. Like, you have to do what's commercially best for you and what your solution is.
I mean, I think the most useful thing now is obviously working out costs and how to deal with that. So it might be good for us to put over the spec for like what we need out of the box, for example, and then getting costs back on that and how we could both work together on a proposal. I'm guessing Aaron
and it's quite good as well to maybe think work backwards almost. Like that's what we tend to do and say, like, okay, what is in the documentation, what is the requirements, and then work backwards from that. That can sometimes be useful. Because so many times, World Rugby, the spec they put out in their tender, it was like somebody somebody'd written what would be amazing to have, and that went into the tender, and it was just not achievable for their budget. But you had companies trying to get to that, but it just wasn't. Then everyone does it on the cheap. It's disconnected there. Yeah. So yes, it's interesting. So that's pushing now via that 4G, isn't it? Because I'm on the YouTube channel. You know?
Yeah. Have you still got that YouTube feed up? So I can just test how smooth it is in comparison to the sports code.
Today's YouTube, what's that? 20 odd seconds. YouTube.
Yeah, it's usually 20-30 seconds.
Where the one we use is a lot quicker because we're not going through an outbound media stream.
And of course, it's totally smooth there as well. Yeah. No, it is good. If you was to go, obviously YouTube's a bit of a delay. If you were to go direct on something like vMix, do you know what the delay would be on that, something like that?
It depends on the processor is on that end. Because like sports code's not bad, but it's like VLC. It's like ours is pretty much real time. It depends on what you can encode.
Yeah.
So it depends where you're transcoding at, but sort of our platform is pretty much instant.
Okay.
It's much better than YouTube.
And say you had one of these and you bring it in sort of 4 different angles.
Doesn't make a difference.
What's it like with syncing up? Like if I brought all 4 into vMix, for example, when I went to do multi-camera production,
it'll be
all exactly
synced? Exactly synced, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's good.
As it comes in, it's what it sends out.
Yeah.
So,
well, that might be good. I might have to actually look at.
I mean, we can
doing something like that.
We can send you a box. If you want a box to play around with.
Yeah, might be good to do a test, and then. I'm guessing there'd be like obviously cost for having someone look over that. If we did a production, you need someone on the back end to just go to and that sort of thing.
You probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's that plug. It's that plug and play.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You'd be fine. You would be absolutely fine.
Only because the other solution, obviously the LiveView solution.
Yeah.
I think they're 4 camera in encoders. Like 22 grand, and that's it's a lot of money, but
and these are auto sensing. Wherever you put, like the way we've configured the box is whatever it sends in, it'll read it. So this year, so 1080, 25 frames, the bit rate, that's auto sensing. So the box is actually looking at what you're trying to give out and saying that's what I'm gonna sync to.
Yeah.
So it's got the intelligence in there. Where remember I said about the streams?
Yeah.
So we've got 0, and then it'll be 1, 2, and then 3, and then it goes to 4, 5, 6, 7, and then camera 3 is then the next 4. So that's why they're 4.
Are they redundant? So
they're just off. They're just off. Yeah. Well, you might want to do other things with those streams. So you might want to send. You might want high frame rate, high bit rate, and high resolution locally, but you might want to send something smaller to the cloud.
Okay.
So you might want stream 2 to be. So if I go into stream second stream. First camera SDI one, and then second stream. You might want this one to be 720.
Yeah.
And you might only want it to, because of your bit rate going out, you might want to cap that to 1000.
Yeah.
So you can really sort of.
And then you just bring that second stream over with you, and the main stream stays as the local one.
Exactly. Yeah. So you might say, right, this stadium, and so you might imagine UEFA. You go to a stadium, you power that up, you power the internet up. You have to get something up. You need to get something up. This is telling you've only got 5 meg upload. The box is telling you on the internet you've got nothing. So but you have to get 4 streams up. You can then go into the box and you can lock that down to what you've got and make that a secondary stream. But internally in the stadium, your analysts just want the best you can possibly give them. So you ramp that right up on the first stream.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Sure. And then obviously, like if you've got 4 streams going into, 4 cameras going into there, and you're sending them. I mean, obviously you can sort of say what bitrate you kind of want it to send it out, but I'm guessing you'd need a bit more internet if you're doing up to 4 cameras, sort of thing. So if you were again looking locally. If you've got that into, I'm guessing an on-site production and then sending a single stream out's better than sending 4 cameras and doing a remote stream.
But just because we're setting it though to 8,000, so just because we're setting this to 8,000, it won't be leaving at 8,000 because it's variable.
Yeah.
So it's managing the data, so, and it's compressing it and it's making sure it's sent out efficiently. We're just saying the maximum you can hit is 8,000.
Right.
You probably find this at like 2,500, 3,000.
Yeah.
Because it's that efficient.
And I've not looked into them. Sorry, another question is, so if I was in a studio doing a remote production, can you get encoders that convert the IP feed into an SDI feed so you can like bring it in just via cable essentially? A decoder.
Decoder. And then they come all different sizes. All different sizes. Yeah, that's no problem.
Yeah, cool.
That's no problem at all.
Yeah, well, thank you so much.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, any queries, questions?
Yeah, it's all been really useful. I'll leave you there because I've still got a 4.5 hour drive back. But it's been really good. Appreciate all the.
Yeah, mate. Literally, even if it's about anything, if you haven't, if you're on site somewhere, mate, feel free to ring. You've got my number. Just save it. If you're somewhere and you're stuck and you think, I wonder if Matt will know. Feel free to call.
I appreciate that. Yeah,
feel free.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. It's all good, mate. We're all in it together.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with the solutions. If you guys decide to go with the Limit 8, that's because it's a better fit for you on this project. No issue with that, mate.
Yeah.
No issue at all.
No, I know there's no pressure or anything, but
there's really not, and it doesn't. Obviously, it'd be great to be part of it, but we've got so much going on, and with other projects, you wait for.
Obviously, we want to make sure you guys have a an easy time your end as well. I think providing the SDI endpoints would be sort of better than last year's, for example. But to be honest, it all just comes down to cost. So I'm going to go back to Dave and we'll talk to you about costs for setting up something like this and work back from the proposal.
Yeah, no worries.
But it's all good.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, definitely worth the trip, I think.
Cheers. Next time I'll come up to you. If you want to do it again.
Well, we haven't got an office or anything, but
if there's testing and stuff you want to do, we can definitely sort something out.
Yeah, I mean, we have games all over the place, so
yeah,
for sure.
Bro,
nice one.
Here we go.
Cheers.